Welcome back to another game. We've got a little bit of variety this time, and by that I mean we're not watching a game with Riot in it. It's still Huns v Huns, but like I said, at this stage, when everyone's really starting to get that rating up, you're expecting people to play at their best all the time, and people's best is usually with Huns. Anyway, let's have a look at who we've got. Over in the red, we've got AKen, and over in the teal, we've got TheViper. Everyone should know who he is by now. I think AKen as well. I think he's like 19 something at this rate, like 1940 or something like that. Definitely higher rated. Viper's currently at 1960, second on the ladder at the moment. And I think Riot just hit 2K as well, which is the first person hit 2K, so that's kind of cool. Apart from that, not really a lot else that I have seen. I think Dreams has been uploading a bit to YouTube, and I subscribed to him earlier, so you should be able to see what it is if you just check my feed. But anyway, I will put a link in the description. Not sure if he's going to be uploading heaps or what yet, but either way, I will find out as soon as possible. I will put a link in the description for now, and you can check it out and see what you think. Currently, some of the best, well, the 5K series is currently up, which is a $5,000 series. I think it was between Doubt and Jordan. So, definitely interesting to check them out if you weren't in the scene when that was happening, because those games were actually crazy. There was a lot on the line. Both of them were an extremely high level, and, well, it was really close set, actually. So definitely check that out. There will be a link in the description to the channel. And of course it's Dream, so it's always nice to give him a little bit of support, no matter where you are in the community. Let's check out the maps nice and quickly. And oh, Viper's Boar going to try and run away there, but going to get it in the end before anything, well, before it starts to get out of time. Anyway, in the back, Viper has 2 golds, which is kind of nice. A really open area in the back, saying that he's got a third over here as well. Does have a forest here, plus 1 over here. And what was that being flared? Sheep. Isn't that nice? That is nice. Anyway, back to that wood over here, not the best in the world. Going to be harassed quite easily, especially with this hill here. Any villagers running back to the town center will take damage bonus. And this one over here is currently, I don't think that's too bad, but then again, if you put a lumber camp in there, you're going to get those 3, and then you're down to this line here. Whereas this one had a nice little end cave over here that you can kind of use, which is generally pretty effective. Viper having stone on the front, which isn't too bad when you're playing Huns. Hopefully we'll be able to get map control before we really need to start taking that. Same with the one over here. Does have this hill over here, which I don't think is going to be a bit of an issue. This one over here potentially could be if the archers get along here to harass the gold. And apart from that, this one over here going to be the only other problem. For AKen over here, probably one of the most interesting maps I've seen in a while. Town centers usually spawn at least X distance away from the side of the map, and this is one of the closest ones I've seen in a while, actually. So, going to be a little bit of an issue there, but saying that, going to be hard to get in here and harass the farmers if they do end up back over here. Saying that as well, wood over here isn't too bad. Kind of going to be annoying now with those berries, but he has decided to put up a second lumber camp. Barracks coming up, got this crater style going on, which I usually talk about on Arabia, because it's one of the worst things you can actually have happen to you, because if you're defending, you're going to be defending uphill. That's pretty much how it goes. Over here as well, what are we seeing here? Ooh, looks like there was actually a ford coming in from Viper, and it has been scouted. Can be interesting to see if this one still works. Gold on the front, stone on the front, gold on the front over here, and a gold in the back. Most likely being scouted, it has. But interesting play right now, and of course, villagers from AKen coming up to try and, well, push this back. Gonna be interesting to see how it goes. Viper throwing up a barracks right now. However, he should be pretty close to feudal age. Yes, he is. Let's go see the action right now. Viper currently just ahead in the skulls, putting up some palisade wall there to wall in his villagers so they can't be attacked. Pretty smart thing. Oh, not getting finished over here, so it looks like there will be a bit of a villager fight. This barracks will be delayed massively for Viper, so AKen here can be able to do a pretty good job at actually delaying this. Feudal age for AKen, feudal age for Viper, and what's AKen going to do? I can't even see him going for anything. Ooh, attacking the villager through the side there. Something you usually don't see, and that villager could be stuck potentially. Not good. That's always not a good thing when that happens. Anyway, losing 2 villagers over here, so things aren't looking good for Viper right now. Archery range coming out for AKen. Ooh, interesting choice to go straight with the archery range. How are you doing for food? Has quite a bit of food in the bank too, so interesting you went for archery range. However, starting to get walled in over here. Viper going to retreat his villagers back by the look of it. Spear is out, so he will be able to force that scout away. However, the spear is also out for AKen right now. Viper has delayed some villager time here, but he has lost 2 of his own, so kind of not a good thing. Stable coming up from Viper, really good option considering AKen went archery range first without taking gold. Pretty much says that the result has to be skirmishes, so Viper's going to be in a good spot from here actually. And saying that as well, Viper forwarded with 4 villages and 5 villages we used to defend. Actually looks like even 6 now. So he could have potentially come out on top of that. He did lose 2 though, so they won't be coming back to work at all. But still, those 2 extra have come back to the economy. We'll be taking Hunt. Going to be interesting to see where it goes from here. Moving forward with his Spear and Scout here. Potentially going to be able to do a little bit of harass. Not really too much. Going to at least get some scouting in. And potentially just the Scout and Spear just going to get karate chopped to death. Saying that though, Spear is out for AKen as well. We'll be attacking the Scouts. Going to get the heal advantage there as well. So not looking good for Viper on the front here. Still interesting play. Really interesting to see what happens here. Looks like there will be a villager kinda just poked to death. Or not even then, he's just going to be able to garrison the town centre. Smart play, Viper going up to archer range, no doubt going to be wanting to take gold soon to get some archers out. But saying that, I think he's got to have, yeah, he's got quite a bit of wood available actually, so he's going to be able to go for skirmishes if he really wants to. But of course it will be delaying scout production. Speeding things back along, stable come up for AKen. I'm really interested to why he went stable first. Not stable first, archery range first. Probably because Viper was creating spears and needed to get some skirmishes out to deal with them. But that's always interesting to see what people do. Viper going straight up to double archery, interesting choice. Going for skirmishes because he hasn't been able to take gold yet, so fairly standard play from him. Gonna move in with these scouts here. Looks pretty well defended though, especially with this back area here, which I was talking about. The town center being so close to the edge here. All you need to do is put this wall down here, drop up some military buildings here, place a scout there, and this back here is pretty all untouchable until Viper decides to get the balls to run in here, if he decides to later in the game. Potentially gonna be able to snipe that archer, which will delay reinforcements for AKen, but right now we do have him coming in with some units here to be able to get some harass. I don't know if Viper's going to be able to defend this well, but saying that, he's going to be able to fight with his villagers if he wants to, because these units really can't do much to villagers, especially at this stage in the game when they don't have any of the upgrades on them. Saying that though, AKen taking gold and defending with the spear here, and Viper might have just been going for a run through there, but that villager actually blocked him, so forced him to lose a scout there. AKen really doing good here with the pressure, really keeping it onto Viper, but it looks like these skirmishes and scouts will be able to push this back, and I think Viper's going to be in pretty solid control from here. He has got villagers going onto gold now, and how many farms has he got? How many farmers, at any rate? He's up to 10, so not bad. He's going to nearly be able to sustain constant, stable, and town center production if he wants to. I don't know if he wants to at this stage. He's not queuing any scouts up, but saying that he doesn't exactly have the resources for it. Either way, going to be interesting to see how this one goes. It looks like AKen coming in there with the ambush via the scouts. Going to get the kill advantage here as well, so it looks like a bad fight for AKen actually, and I don't... Not backing out here. This is an interesting one. 65 HP to 45. That could be why that Bloodlines makes a big difference. 20 extra HP. But I still don't think engaging there on the hill was the best option. Spears are moving in for AKen, but Skirmish is going to be retargeting them and should be able to take them out fairly quickly. Saying that though, it means the scouts will get some free hits on these skirmishes. And those spears are starting to get pretty low. Viper still no bloodlines, so going to be behind here in the scouts a bit. Really interesting to see this actually. If we've seen a blacksmith from him... Not yet. Viper. Viper has gone the smith. Looks like it just came up. And I'm guessing fletching's going to be on the way. In fact, let's just check. Ooh, going for armor first. Interesting. Bloodline's on the way now as well. So we will have the super scouts ready to go. And actually pushing AKen back across here. Not looking good for him now, actually. He's got quite a few units out here, but if these skirmishes are able to snipe the spearmen off, Viper's in quite a good position here. He does have the advantage on the scouts as soon as Bloodline comes in, because he does have that armor. Forcing the spear back here, and it looks like Viper is going to engage here. He does have Bloodlines now, so he is in kind of a technological up at the moment. Still trying to knock those spears out. Looks like he's about to get one. Still hasn't got the one there. Viper actually deciding to back out there, even though they do have the armor and the extra HP. Still generally not worth losing a scout to a spearman. So probably a good call there. Going archers as well. Fletching probably going to be done as soon as he has resources for it. How many farmers? Yep, he's got enough. He's going to be able to go for villager and scout production right now. So that's going to be quite handy. Very handy dandy. It looks like Viper is going to move in around the back here with some scouts. This spear here is placed pretty well, but still if he does decide to run in, going to be a bit of an issue. Right now scouts are pushing in from AKen, but Viper being able to push them back, and that spear there going to be enough just to send 2 scouts away at this stage easily. How are we doing upgrade wise for you? No extra armor on your scouts yet compared to Viper. He has got fletching, and he doesn't have any forging. Did Viper end up getting fletching? What happened to all those archers over there? Viper does have fletching now. No armor upgrades on archers for either players right now. And it looks like we're going to go into a pretty big feudal war right now. We're currently at 21 minutes, and no one has hit the up yet. And that's probably due to the fact there are so many scouts out on the map right now. Viper coming in with the ambush, going to be able to start taking out a lot of these units, which is good. Probably not going to engage, going for the +1 armor on those scouts now, so we're back to even terms. Archers are moving out, so they will be able to help out here quite a bit. Don't know what Viper's going to be able to do from here. It looks like he's just going to have to sustain production, get his economy into full bowl, and go to castle as soon as he has resources to, without really stopping his production, in a way. Same goes for AKen actually down here. What are you doing? How is your resources looking? Looking around about the same as Viper. 71 population for AKen. Viper only on 66. Saying that though, there is a lot more spears actually out for AKen right now. And it looks like those spears are getting some damage in there too actually. Going to be able to take out 1 scout and lower quite a few more. Saying that, archers moving in from this side here. Going to take out that spear that has been defending. And, ooh, going to get a villager there. Looks like he might pick off 2 more archers as well. Saying that though, the scouts are moving in, so they will be able to do some damage. Viper trying to get out of there. And it looks like these scouts are going to come back into the economy now that he knows they're out of place. Saying that, though, still a lot of spears there, but potentially going to be able to run into the wood here. There's quite a few idols there, and there's nothing really there to stop him. Saying that, archers are actually moving out for AKen right now. Going to be on Viper pretty quickly, but saying that, Viper probably does have enough here to be able to defend this. If he does take out that spear, those scouts are going to be absolutely amazing. And looks like he's going to come over here and try and save these archers, getting the heal bonus here, stutter stepping them as well as he can, and forcing the scouts back there. Did manage to take out 1 without losing an archer around here by the looks of it. So he's done well there for himself, and it looks like these archers over here potentially going to give off a little bit of trouble. Lots of gold minus for Viper right now, and forcing those villagers back to the town center. Going to get 2 there, and a spear. Potentially going to be able to hit one of these guys as well. Ooh, just going to snag that one. AKen definitely playing a strong game in this one. Lots of archers moving in for Viper right now. I don't know, I'd say that's enough scouts to deal with that depending on the HP. I would say it's probably not, depending on how much extra comes in right now. Those archers are getting out of there, and Viper has taken all of his scouts back to try and deal with his archer harass over here. Gonna be interesting to see how this one works out. Looks like Viper moving up to try and get the kill advantage here before he does fight. Looks like his archers will be killed off extremely quickly though. He was just outmatched there. Didn't think those archers would be able to do. Maybe if they had good positioning over here, had none of this archer support from them, they could have taken out a few more. Could have made it a little bit closer, but not going to happen. However, the same thing happening over here for AKen, losing all of his archers to Viper's scouts. So it's getting really tight right now, and it's going to come down to those little victories where you get out with 1 or 2 units and they just stay alive. Another archer range coming up for Viper, putting it up to 4 ranges. Scouts really getting into here and doing some harass, taking out 2 villages. Looks like he's potentially going to be able to get a 3rd there. Forging has been done. Viper, do you have forging? Viper does not have the +1 attack yet. And it looks like he's just going to lose the 3 villagers there by the looks of things. 2 archers, 3 archers, could even be a 4th there, a scout, and ooh, losing another villager there as well. I just had something else die that wasn't a scout. Not completely sure. Might have lost another villager there as well. Either way, really well played by AKen, getting in here, getting some really good harass with those scouts, moving some more in through this side here, could actually get into here and kill off these 2 potentially, depending on what happens here. Really good play by him so far, and he's taking the lead right now by about 100, 200 points probably by now. Scouts moving in, That forging making a really big difference. Going to be able to take out an extra villager there, bringing them into range of the town center. Scouts over here, not afraid at all. Going to keep pushing in. Viper, is he going for forging? Viper's still not going for forging. Interesting one from him. Nearly having the resources to go Castle Age though. 70 population to AKen's 89. AKen a bit further away from Castle Age though. Stable coming up here, going up to a second stable. AKen has already gone up to the second stable. Got a third archery coming up. And it's really starting to show all these little victories around the map right now. And AKen really starting to take a score lead right now. So Viper's going to have to really look out. But saying that, ooh, he's lost all his resources, so no Castle Age for him right now. This is starting to look in such favor of AKen. Viper really running into some trouble here. Just getting outmassed here and losing kind of all of his spots right now. This could just about be GG. Pushing in through this side. Viper is moving in with some archers to try and get some harass. Over here though, just continually losing units. He's just been outmassed. Saying that though, the town center has been garrisoned here. And scouts, they don't take as much damage once they have that +1 and the 20 extra HP from bloodlines. But it still hurts, like, it's extra damage, which you don't want to be taking. And saying that, I think Viper's going to be able to clean this one up. A town center playing a big part as well. Viper cleaning that one up and bringing the scores a bit closer again. Really not looking quite so bad now. I think he might have overextended into here and kind of just got pinned by the scouts and archers into this position. That town center was what was really piling on the damage there. So Viper really bringing that one back in, and AKen just went from a probably 300, 400 point lead back to about 200 points. Never good to see that. Forced back by Viper's archers here, and it looks like Viper's actually got the mass in army right now. That is not good. Another stable coming up for AKen right now, going to be able to go for pretty much whatever he wants. Scout's going to be able to head these units off here, and they're really going to have to fight or lose a lot of units, especially when they're walking at the same pace as the skirmishes with the scouts, that is. Generally, really not good, just taking a lot of extra damage. And choosing to fight here, bringing in his own scouts to try and reinforce, but still quite a few losses there. And Viper really is closing the gap here, a lot due to the fact that just the overextension here really managed to start to pull that score lead back in. Saying that as well, AKen going to be able to go up to the Castle Age really shortly, only needing another 250 food, whereas Viper currently needing another 750 food and another 42 gold. Saying that though, Viper's definitely got the mass right now, and the scores are pretty close, honestly. So if AKen does choose to go up to the next stage, he could potentially be outmassed and defeated by feudal age units, but Viper could as well kill off a lot of this army and just catch it up. Scouts moving around the side here, Viper not using this anymore and still using this one over here, so that's going to be the main harass now. Scouts are moving around the side for him, however there's still 4 spearmen out here, so he's going to have a bit of trouble dealing with that. Watchtowers actually come up on the wood as well, probably a good decision considering the amount of harass Viper's able to get just by sitting around this wood. But really good play from Viper, bringing this one back in. Lots of archers actually out right now, and once crossbow gets done, it's really going to hurt. Saying that though, AKen should be going up. And he is. Viper, nowhere near it still. Currently moving in with these scouts, however, most of them getting to the town center in time. Archers moving forward, and potentially going to snag some more guys here. I think he lost 1 villager, maybe a second in that, but really wasn't too bad. And again, might be overextending with the scouts here for 1 or 2 villager kills. Looks like he got 1 there. And I don't know if it's worth it, considering he's taking all this damage on his scouts right now, which, if Viper beats them off, he's pretty much just going to be able to run into his base and be able to just go to town on him. Really got to be careful with these now, and looks like he is heading back to base, however, ooh, choosing to engage here could have been a mistake. He did get 1 for 1 there, so that's not too bad. But again, the damage on these scouts here, and I'm actually going to box them, because I want to see what the HP is like on them. Yeah, it's not good. A lot of them are pretty much near death. And just Viper being able to head them off here with the scouts is going to cause so much extra damage. A lot of archers actually out and going to be able to get crossbow and bodkin right now, which is going to be a massive advantage. And Viper, has he gone castle? Hasn't even gone to castle age yet. Looks like Viper might be staying in feudal age here, and he's really going to have to play really smart to be able to get this one, especially with these scouts. Now they're going to be able to get that extra armor. Archer's going to be able to go up to crossbow, bodkin on them as well. So really important upgrades actually. And saying that, the spears have moved. The spears have moved to the top here. Viper going to be able to get a ton of kills if he wants to here. And it looks like he is going to extend into here. I don't think it's an overextension until those spears get in, but getting 1 villager, 2 villager, 3, 4. I think that's a 5th. I think that's a scout that just died. However, saying that, moving in with his light cavalry right now, because the light cavalry definitely an upgrade for scouts when you get this many out in the field. However, saying that, it's a lot of archers for Viper there, and he might be able to tank this one on scouts and archers, but if he waited for the crossbows, it could have been a bit of a different story, but still looks like I think AKen might just be able to take it here. But more archers coming in to reinforce from Viper. Scouts continually coming in, but that crossbow, really strong upgrade for what it is and how long it takes. Really interesting. Scouts still going nuts down here though. Don't think they managed to get any more villager picks. Another town centre coming up. Good that he delayed the town centres though, because he won't be in such a bad position after that. Losing quite a few archers here, but is forcing these crossbows away. Of course, just being able to micro them about to be able to kill off a lot of units, and of course take no damage considering they've got 2 more range than archers. So that's never really a plus when you're fighting against them. Saying that as well, knights are out in play for AKen right now, and that's probably going to be one of the biggest things here. Knights just tank damage so well, and they deal it out with a base of 10 and a base armor of 2, and a base of 100 hit points. You know they're doing pretty well. Saying that though, Viper tanking this pretty well, still however not on his way up to the castle age. He's going to have a lot of trouble defending from this. Especially if these knights decide to come into play. When these knights come in, they will be destroying village accounts, and if we just look at this carnage over here actually just for a second, it's actually really looking bad for Viper unless AKen decides to overextend again. And saying that, it looks like Viper going to surround these archers and kill them off. Positioning was not good enough to be able to get away with that, and looks like he's going to lose them there. Knights, ooh, how many archers are out? Not enough. Going to be hard to deal with this actually, especially even with scouts, it's hard to deal with knights. Saying that, the one town centre is still only up, so he's not getting too far ahead. Saying that as well, there's really no army out, which is the thing right now. If these knights are killed off, that's like the majority of the army. Trying to move it back into range of the town centre, I think Viper's realised how far AKen's actually extending, and it looks like he's noticed how much damage the town centre is doing too now. Ooh, gonna be able to grab that villager on the way out though. Still really interesting that there's next to no army out for AKen right now. Viper pushes through this, he might be able to come down and actually get some harass in with his feudal age units. Saying that, cavalry archers are out, and they do have all the upgrades on them, minus the +1 armor. Well, the +2 at this stage. So, really interesting here. It looks like Viper will be able to go castle in a few minutes, just waiting for that food to bulk up. Not producing any scouts, I think he knows he needs to go up right now. And scouts versus knights and scouts. Archers in the back, actually probably a better combination for Viper, because he will be able to get... These knights might not be able to get all able to attack, all on the surface area, however the archers will, so he's going to be dealing out that extra bit of damage. Looks like Viper trying to get a little bit of scouting information, but he's going to be denied quite quickly, but at least he knows his opponent has another town centre up now. And Viper going up to the castle age. Going to be really interesting, and Viper walling his wood in there. Definitely a smart decision after this. Ooh, I think he's just going to get it up. Yes, definitely a good decision. However, those cavalry archers going to make it a little bit harder, and he will actually be forced to delete that wall. Looks like AKen is going to push in across here. Viper really just going to have to wait. And GG from Viper. AKen taking the game very well. Viper hanging in there, but losing probably a few too many villagers just due to that. Very well played by AKen in this one. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Something interesting. Always nice to see Viper play, especially when someone plays well enough to be able to actually match him. So AKen doing quite well. Congratulations to him. And I'll see you guys in the next video. And remember, there will be a link to Dreams' YouTube channel in the description.